Many heavy music fans, especially hardcore fans, have seen how Gel have been gaining a strong fan base over the past few years. I saw them twice in 2024 at Sick New World and Riot Fest. Both times the band was great. Gel's latest EP Persona was also solid. In 2025, the band was going to have arguably their biggest year yet as the opening support for Spiritbox in the US and then on Volbeat's European tour. Those are huge slots to fill. So what happened? One person ruined everything, and in a group statement from the other four members of Gel, the fingers are being pointed at Anthony Webster, former guitarist, as he was removed a few months previously, and now the band has decided they just cannot keep going after all the bad things that have happened. The band made a long text post on all socials explaining how Gel is disbanding, and the big tours they would be on are not going to happen with Gel there. Hey everyone, friends and fans, Gel is no longer a band and therefore will not be playing any of our currently scheduled upcoming shows. The reason is pretty simple at its core. The former guitar player Anthony Webster has committed such heinous acts in trying to forward himself in his musical career that he's done irreparable damage to the band in the process, and it's affected us as human beings more than we can attempt to explain, to the point of being completely unable to do the band anymore. Here are some examples of what he's done. He stole tens of thousands of dollars from us, and the best part is that he left it all on record for us to eventually find. He spent it on his own rent, personal food orders, and really whatever else he wanted to, because for a long period of time, no one had access to the bank account, or any accounts for that matter, but him, despite numerous attempts to gain access. Because, you know, we're a band, and we should have all had access to those things. Oh yeah, he also spent it on a truly unbelievable number of OnlyFans purchases and mysterious CashApp transactions, likely in the same lane. Stopping for a second. This bozo actually was using the band's group money on card purchases for OnlyFans and Cash App and all his own personal stuff, and he thought he was just gonna keep getting away with that, like it would never be checked? He posted nude images of band members on Reddit for the world to see. Yep, just casually, for who knows what purpose. Let that one really sink in. He did that all while still in a band with us too, by the way. Luckily, he's truly terrible at covering up his tracks, so we have the receipts to prove that one too. He put us in physically dangerous situations numerous times, from talking crap on the band Twitter and getting our van window smashed in with a baseball bat, to regularly driving erratically like a psychopath because he was upset for, again, who knows what reason. Oh yeah, he wouldn't let anyone else drive either, by the way, so we just had to deal with it. And throwing things at us because he's a little baby and can't handle himself like an adult. It was always the same with him. Absolute misery and inconsideration for anyone and everyone around him, well, except for the people who he wanted to impress and would feign being a nice guy too. Lol. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, well, why didn't you just stop dealing with it? Why didn't you just leave? If you've ever been in an abusive relationship emotionally and or physically, you probably understand this better. It's like that, but with your life's work and passion at the forefront as well. It's not so easy to just give something up that you care so much about, especially with pressures from outside organizations, people, etc., that are counting on you in some way. We wish that this could have all been easier, and we wish that it didn't have to end this way. We're fighters though, and we saw it through to the very end, until it simply could not go on anymore. And we're proud of that. On that note, we'd like to send our most sincere and deepest apologies to anyone who this is affecting on a personal level and beyond. We know so many people were counting on us, including Spiritbox, Volbeat, and our good friends in Anxious. We are so sorry that we have to end it this way, and we truly hope for the best for all of you. Thank you so much to the friends we've made over the years, and thank you so much to our fans for always being there for us and showing us how much you care. Take care of each other and love your friends. Love, Gel. For those who are looking for a TLDR on that post, Gel is disbanding because one person ruined everything. I'm going to briefly list off the accusations, many of which the other members of Gel say they have receipts and proof of. 1. Webster stole thousands of dollars from the band through a bank account no one else had access to, using the funds to pay for his own rent, food, and obsessive amounts of OnlyFans purchases. Gel claims to have statements to prove it all. Webster posted nude images of band members on Reddit. That's beyond creepy. There's a dark, dark side of Reddit that really no one should ever go to, and I imagine that's where Webster was. By the way, the band say they have proof it was him posting the photos, so not only is this former guitarist a creep, but he's also a moron. Webster would go on to Twitter and start talking crap to people online from the band account, which potentially lead to violent altercations IRL, and was also demanded to be the big boy driver of the van and threw a fit when someone tried to take the keys away, leading to dangerous road rage events. After Williams was removed removed from the group, everyone tried to move on and march forward with a big year ahead of them, but with everything that happened to the group, it looks like it was too difficult to move on under the same banner and environment. One person can truly ruin something for everyone, no matter how innocent everyone else is. That definitely goes for bands and musicians as well. This is awful. Gel was a fun band to see live and had a solid sound and should have had the dream year they worked for, but instead the damage done from having to put up with a monster for so long eventually made too much of a mess to deal with. As of this video's recording, the band is done. I truly hope these four get back together someday because they worked really hard and made good music for years just to have it flushed down the toilet by a living turd like the person Anthony Webster has been described as. Regardless if there's any future projects with those four together or not, I do hope the band gathers together and absolutely sues Webster for literally everything involved because that is a slam dunk defamation and theft case, not to mention endangerment and a long list of other issues. There will be some people that will scream innocent until proven guilty, and I get that, but if the band is making statements like this and saying they have the proof and saying that to the public, and many of these accusations can be easily proven through statements and credit transactions, then it's not looking great for Mr. Webster. Also completely unrelated to this, but when I looked up the name Anthony Webster on Google, the first image that popped up for me was this character from South Park who was a massive troll who got exposed for his terrible behavior and was served consequences in brutal fashion. And maybe it's me, but there is something oddly specific about the parallels here with that name. I know it's a coincidence, but wow, that's crazy. It sucks that many people's introduction to Gel and their music will be this video and the articles talking about the situation because 4/5 of that band deserve better. I'm gonna link the band's recent music in the pinned comment and in the description to this video. Check out what their sound is and hopefully someday they can find a way to come back with a new guitarist. I just don't want this to be the end for Gel. Let me know what you think about this or if there are any updates to the story as it goes on. Go ahead, drop them in the comment section. That's fine. Hope your day gets better, and I hope Gel keep pushing on somehow. This is a tough situation, and they can take as long as they want. If it's over for them, they had a good run, despite being held back. Finally, here's a cat. Pearl here may look like he's sleeping, but he's actually just about to fall asleep, and he's thinking about Gel. He wants to know what you think about the band. Leave a comment, and check out Persona. It's in the video description. Pearl wanted me to tell you all of that, I promise. He also wants you to tell Pearl that he's a good boy. Leave a comment for that as well.